I will work with anybody on the other side who's willing to put the betterment of the district, the state of Wisconsin, and the United States of America above their own personal political wants and needs.
That is the man who will represent Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District. Republican Derek Van Orden will head to Washington. Van Orden lost this race 2 years ago to now outgoing Representative Ron Kind, but this time defeats Kind's endorsed candidate, Brad Pfaff.
I'm so grateful for you for the grace and kindness and compassion you've shown me. Frankly, tonight, this victory isn't really about me at all. It's about each of you.
Projected winner, Democrat Tony Evers, has won a 2nd term as Wisconsin's governor, defeating Republican challenger Tim Michels in Tuesday night's election. In La Crosse, voters rejected the nearly $195 million school referendum. Nearly 70% of voters voted against the district's plan to consolidate the city's 2 high schools into one new building on La Crosse's far south side. Later this morning, Superintendent Aaron Engel will hold a press conference to discuss the results and what's next. We'll have coverage of that coming up later on this afternoon.
People said, gee, you know, all those attack ads against you, maybe you need to respond in kind, and I said, I'm not going to do that. And I appreciate the fact that the voters liked that approach.
For Wisconsin State Assembly, incumbent Democrat Steve Doyle won re-election into the 94th district. Doyle defeated Republican challenger Ryan Hipsch with a little more than 51% of the vote.
Those topics all revolve around law enforcement, right? How can we be a solution to a problem that sometimes we don't even know what it is? So this was an opportunity for me to continue to champion their rights.
You heard from the new sheriff of La Crosse County. This sheriff's race was one of the only races to have 0 attack ads here in La Crosse County. Projected winner John Siegel says it was important for him and Republican Fritz Leinfelter to be respectful. Despite being a partisan race, Siegel says being sheriff is not a partisan job.
Over the past few months, many of you have talked to neighbors, you've got out, you've done the work, and you've talked about what matters to us as Minnesotans. You talked about the idea that we use and say, one Minnesota. It means everyone is valued. Everyone matters.
Just across the river in Minnesota, incumbent Democrat Governor Tim Walz, who you just heard from, has been re-elected as the governor of Minnesota. On Tuesday, Walz defeated Republican challenger and family physician Scott Jensen. Staying in Minnesota, a man in Winona County is alive today thanks to the quick thinking of a driver. First responders say Tuesday morning a man fell out of his kayak and struggled to get back in. What you're seeing is that video of first responders who rescued him. The Winona County Sheriff says rescuers got to the man just in time thanks to that driver who saw something splashing in the water and did the right thing by calling 911.
I went up to Dresbach, turned around, came back, got my binoculars out, and there wasn't anybody in the kayak, but it seemed to be holding onto the edge.
The man who made that call is Hunter Young. Now, the sheriff did not release the kayaker's name or condition, so stay tuned to News 8 now as we update that story when we get that information.
And things are going to be staying mainly cloudy here pretty much throughout the day. So it's not just this morning. Temperatures in the 50s now through much of the morning before warming up into the 60s by the afternoon. Highs reaching the upper 60s late this afternoon while still remaining cloudy. Overall, very much so warmer here today in Jordan.
And we still have more results for the election to come in here, especially with Wisconsin's Senate race between Republican Ron Johnson and Democrat Mandela Barnes. About 99% of precincts reporting Johnson still with a lead there, but when we get that race called, we'll be sure to update that on news8000.com, as well as other races as well. CBS Morning takes a look at the nation following the midterms, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.